Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and I'm your game master, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, any, and I am joined by some great people and some wonderful friends. Please welcome Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her. I play Ello, they, them, the modified medical droid / mercenary / question mark.
There's a lot going on.
Oh, there's a lot going on. Much like Jamie in real life, there's just a lot of shit going on.
We'll get it out now. We can put this recording on hold.
Okay, you know what? I missed my therapist appointment this week, so let's do this. I'm ready.
Let's just do this. I'll bill you later, and before that, please welcome Alex Herrera.
Hello, I am Alex, he, him. I play Beegax Botano, also he, him. Doug, Slicer / Force, Emergent / Repairman, all the good stuff. Everything that you need in a utility player.
There is a lot of slashes going on with Beegax, these days, and it's funny
a slash
because
fiction kind of story.
It's a very slash fiction story.
Yeah.
But it's very funny because your character sheet is just getting like larger and larger and larger. We're having to put it in bigger and bigger binders now.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. The PDF is like massive now. It's 10 pages. It's 10 pages.
Oof.
10 pages of information that you've memorized all of.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
The manufacturer, the swoop, and the way. I know the model number, the serial number. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Only pros here. Only pros.
Yep.
And speaking of pros, please welcome Susan Spenader.
Hi. That was a pro move, Ian.
Hey.
Okay.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I'm Susan Spenader. She, her. I'll be playing Xelora Veo, also she, her, the Twi'lek smuggler / pilot / marauder / pod racer /
Oh, yeah.
badass.
And badass takes up at least 5 sheets on the character sheet.
Yeah.
Just the talent tree alone for badass.
Oh, and just an asterisk filled with obligation.
Oh, yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
To get all of that obligation.
Giving us the most favored obligation, being here with us. Please welcome Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes.
What's up? Hey, hi, Xavier, he, him, and I will be playing Carolus, the Gan bounty hunter / tall bug boy.
And Xavier, I apologize so much. I just brutalized Carolus's name the last time we played, and thank you so much for correcting me.
Don't worry about it. Once you get a name in your head the first time, it takes a while to like the plasticity of your brain. Like it takes a minute, and you're used to a sound.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's my big dumb brain and my big lazy tongue that makes it like I feel like that's what I'm saying. And then I'm clearly not saying that. So thank you. So it's like the people that think they're pronouncing espresso and they're saying espresso.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's like me in English.
Yeah. You can't live in Los Angeles and have a lazy tongue. So you better fix that. You got to fix that. You can't be in Los Angeles in the dating scene with a lazy tongue. Fix that.
Oh, I can't. I gotta have a real attentive tongue.
It's gotta
all right.
be
I'm sure there's exercises.
attentive.
Yeah, there's got to be exercises. I heard that if you do the alphabet, that...
Oh,
There we go.
Urban myth. Not true.
That's what my problem is. It's the tongue. Oh, got it. That's what I need to work on. It's not me being an insecure introvert who never leaves the house.
No.
Strategies. Switch strategies.
Minimal.
Yeah. Oh, we are all introverts who never leave the house as well.
True.
Right.
So,
Like
but we have
mad.
great tongue.
Yeah, trust us.
I mean,
It's a sex podcast now.
Yeah, hello. Let's get it. Let's get outside of ourselves. Let's let let's venture outside of ourselves and into the broad, beautiful galaxy that is Star Wars and play some game. What do you say?
Let's go.
Yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 78, Answers and Obligations. Our fearless fringers find themselves on the outer rim world of Batuu. Led by the enigmatic Gan bounty hunter, Carolus, the crew of the Way located the person who had known Elo before their activation, Dr. Azara. Hoping to get answers to Elo's strange experiences from the Chiss in hiding, our fearless fringers met with her, and Elo was confronted with a challenging reality. Will knowing the truth be too much to bear, or will having the answers only raise more questions?
Let's start by doing our destiny roll.
Alrighty.
To light side. Hey.
Two light side.
Nice.
Ditto.
Nice.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, so we're starting off strong with 4 light side
Fine at
points.
4.
Jamie, what'd you get?
I got 1 dark side.
One dark
Okay,
side.
okay.
Thank you.
Same.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you. Thank you. Grand total 4 light side points, 2 dark side points. Dang, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Perfect.
And then our next roll is an obligation roll. We've got a pretty high obligation here with this crew currently. No need to point who has the most obligation or more obligation, but it does affect everybody. And just pulling someone at random, not having no weight on this obligation roll. Susan, would you roll us an obligation roll with a D100?
That was a very random pull. I appreciate your fairness.
Susan, does your shoulders hurt?
I mean,
How's your back?
With all
How's
that
your back?
obligation you're fucking carrying?
So the target is 66 or higher is what you want to get.
Love 66.
Oh my god. Order 66.
Very auspicious number.
I rolled a 63.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, 63. All right, 63. With a 63, that is indeed Xelora's obligation triggered.
How are they gonna find us?
It used to be my fault all the time. I'm happy it's not my fault anymore.
I wonder, but it's no one's fault.
No, yeah, of course. Also, the question you answered, how can they find it? Don't ever ask that question.
I know.
They will find us. They don't
They will
care.
find us. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ian just makes it make sense. You're like, I can't be mad because, that tracks. That's legit.
Yeah,
That's
there
legit
was
reason.
a black hole there the entire time.
Everybody's strain threshold
Oof.
is reduced by 1. Xelora's strain threshold is reduced by 2.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, it's you, the consequences of my own actions. Coming back to rear its head. Our camera pans down onto the world of Batuu, onto the plains of Batuu from the night sky, onto a little settlement known as Pekka. This settlement, mostly like an agrarian community, farming and that kind of stuff, is out of the way. Rural, you might even say. You can hear the night sounds of various wildlife that sort of permeate the atmosphere, blanketing the night air throughout here, and you can hear the various domesticated animals and creatures that are a part of this settlement mewing and mooing and barking and making whatever strange throaty noises that they do. inside this like picturesque landscape is a small little home made out of something like Duracrete or something very rough looking and almost organic looking. It lights this night like a lantern with its bright and homey, almost comfortable, warm lights from inside of it. We've just been with our crew here who has been led here, and they've had a bit of a discovery. Certainly LO has, and that was meeting this doctor that they've been looking for, this Chiss woman, Dr. Pashrazar Avalera, or Dr. Azara, as she's commonly referred to, and shared with LO that LO may be of two minds.
I think LO would let Dr. Azara know all of the crumbs that they have, followed to find her, but is maybe a little hesitant to bring up some of the experiences that they've had with the green mist, with almost sharing that experience with Beegax, with being able to now tap into that energy, and is going to be a bit vague when explaining it. So I at first wanted to find you as my maker to figure out where I came from, and throughout this journey have had numerous experiences which you've described as being of two minds. To myself, it's just been very confusing. We've looked into my coding, gesturing to Beegax, and haven't really been able to figure anything out through that. So I'm hoping to get answers from you as to how I deal with this, how I incorporate it into my being.
I can't say I understand, but I know that I will do whatever it is in my power to answer your questions, to give you closure, whatever it is that you need. I know that it's been a long journey for you and for everyone that you've come with, and you've come with a lot of people, LO. It seems like whatever you're struggling with, you've managed to create quite a circle for yourself.
I've been very fortunate to find the crew that we have, and the fact that we can all lean on each other is a blessing, for sure.
That's so important to have. Maybe the most important thing. I would love to hear anything that you can tell me, and then perhaps we pick this up in the morning. I can answer your questions, your friends can rest. I don't have a lot of space, but they'll be safe and they'll be warm. And anything that you have to ask me, as specific or as general as you need, I will make myself available.
I'm sure we would definitely accept the hospitality. Thank you.
Dr. Azara, opens her place to you to rest. Would the rest of you give me a simple vigilance check?
Yes.
2 successes, 3 threats? No, that's advantage. Sorry, I mix it. That can't be a threat.
Yeah.
What color dice is it on?
Yeah, yellow and green.
Yeah.
I got 1 success, 2 advantage.
I have 2 success, 1 advantage.
Carolus, this is a good place for you to be in. You don't need to sleep rough. You're gonna be making, I think you're gonna be making some money.
No, I'm working for free for this one.
He lost.
Which is
That's
why
all right.
Carolus will accept the offer. He's like, I'm not getting paid, but I will be sleeping here tonight. That's my payment. I will take it. Thank you.
Gotcha.
So maybe this is a breath of fresh air for him. He had no reason to come this far so far. So he's not in a rush to leave, but he'd probably mention to like Xelora and Beegax while Elo's speaking. It's like,
Carolus will stay the night, but Carolus will leave at first light tomorrow. I believe our cooperation will be ending with this successful hunt, and I will be back in Blackspire tomorrow. Unless he requires Carolus's services again, of course.
Beegax is confused, dude. Like, well, okay, wait, so that's it? You're just gone?
Not gone, gone. Carolus will be staying at Olga's Cantina. This is Carolus's office, so to speak. There are matters of unfinished jobs Carolus needs to take care of.
Yeah, okay, sure. If you think it's best. I mean, that's your office. I've never met I've met people who lived out of their office, not by choice.
Carolus used to live in his car, but Carolus doesn't have his car no more. So Olga's Cantina will do.
Yeah, that'll do it. And then just Beegax thinking to himself like, oh boy, like this guy, we got a winner here. All right.
Carolus, you have a pretty high perception, don't you?
yeah, it's fair.
I think
Five
you-
greens.
Not bragging or anything.
I know yellows. I mean, I'm humble.
It's still 5.
That's a lot.
I think you notice that Gur is taking an interest in you, just kind of like watching you a little bit. Not in a weird way, but you have his attention.
Careless would raise an eyebrow if he could, but he'd tilt his head probably, kind of like.
Anything Carolus should know about?
Kind of like gesturing to him, like, you good? Like, we
you
good?
got a problem, buddy?
Yeah.
No, not that I know of. I'm actually very glad that we ran into you and you decided to do all of this pro bono. That is very good for us. So I'm very grateful. I did notice that you wanted to make sure this place was safe, and you just kind of like put a hand on LO and didn't use any tech or anything. I was just kind of curious how you knew.
Carolus has inherited the tools of Gand. Back on the home planet, most fightsmen have. It's more of a traditional means of precognitive divination. Carolus does not have patience for these traditional methods, and Carolus has an innate ability to more or less do the same thing much faster.
I see. Let me ask you a question, if I may, friend.
Of course.
Trust me, I am no stranger to strange things, happenings, running around with this crew. But I do know that the current political climate that we sort of find ourselves living in, they don't really look so favorably on those kind of things. I'm wondering if you have had any trouble with that here on Batu at all.
Do you think Carolus is using the Force by any chance? Because that's a little ludicrous.
I don't put a lot of stock into those ascetic beliefs and all that kind of thing. But I have seen some weird carking stuff out here, and yeah, I don't know what to call it, but I have a feeling that you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you are certainly not the first person to interpret Carolus's abilities with these kinds of carking weird things. But it's second nature to Careless. Careless was born with them, and Careless does not think too much more of it rather than a cultural tool.
And thank you for sharing. I do not mean to pry. I am just I'm curious, and I am very curious about this GAN cultural thing. Perhaps you would like to share more about it. I'm sure you could understand how incredibly useful a talent like this could be.
Absolutely, but unfortunately for you, GANs do not like to share with the exterior worlds too much. Careless is a little bit of an exception. Probably the best findsman you'll ever meet.
Well, if the GAN do not want to share, then perhaps Careless will share.
Careless can be convinced. Perhaps you would like to try your hand at Sabak once again.
God.
No.
Not right now. Not right now, mind you.
I mean, I think you catch like you catch like a spark in Gur's eye, like, oh yeah, like I've got him on the hook, basically. He's like, he's into this, and he's like, yes, that sounds lovely. I would love to play some Sabak with you. He's even like, I'm not that great of a player. Maybe you can even show me, the rules about it.
Of course, Careless can even show you how to cheat if you're interested.
Whoa.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that, but I would love to learn. I'm a voracious learner.
I love voracious people.
Excellent. So they go off to learn Sabak.
Yeah, Gur would never cheat. What are you talking?
Never.
Never cheat.
Beegax, you get communication on whatever you're carrying, whatever you got from the ship.
Okay, yeah, open
the way.
comms. I use my little. It's like the A New Hope little white comm stick, the little tiny one. Looks like a chapstick. That little device, like a comm link, you know.
Yeah, your comm link. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's Verse. How are things? Everything good? You need rescue? You fine?
He looks around. Because we're inside Dr. Azara's house. I remember, right? Yeah, we're good. I mean, this is probably the best start ever in a search and rescue, but like a search and meet mission. Nothing wild here. We're okay.
Okay, good. That's great. That's good to hear. That locator that you installed in LO. Yeah, it's great because we can see exactly where you are. But so can everyone else. So.
What do you mean? Wait. Everyone else? What do you mean? What?
Well, I mean, it's just an open signal. Like anyone can pick up on that.
Oh. Did I make remind me again, did I build this? Where did this come from? I don't remember.
I don't know. It showed up after you were in that junk pile in Ord Mantell. We picked up on that. Something you did to LO. I wasn't there for that part.
Okay, well, we need to turn that off because we don't want that broadcasting to everybody.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it's great for us because I can see where you are right now. Like, that's why I'm calling, because I saw that you're outside of Blackspire.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like everyone can. I mean, anyone can who's looking for it can find it.
Yeah, I get that. That's not great.
No, I mean, it's double-edged. It's a double-edged lightsaber.
Yeah. First, you're making me more worried the more you just reaffirm how bad this is. Anyways, nobody's touched the box, right?
Kinda yes, kinda no. We got a kind of a good news, bad news, weird news sort of situation here.
Okay, start with the bad news.
Okay, well, bad news is somebody is trying to get a hold of you. And by you, I mean you specifically. They will not talk to anybody else. How's
that bad news? What do you mean?
They're calling themselves Fulcrum. I can't tell you. It's bad news because I don't have any more information about that. They're calling up here. They want to talk to you. Something about your time when we were on Lahan.
Yeah,
Ricotta Prime.
Yeah, Fulcrum. I know who that is. Okay, anyway, okay. And what's the good news?
Good news is his ship is getting repaired.
Oh my god.
It's not 100%, but we'll be able to fly out of here in a couple of days if we need to. Again, still not 100%, but she'll fly. So that's the good news. That's good news.
Okay, then you said there was weird news.
Yeah. So the weird news is that box, nobody touched it, but that Nikto that was chained down on the table, they're like conscious now and talking and saying a bunch of really weird stuff.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That as long as it's not one of us, I don't really care. That's totally okay with me. All right,
That's okay. That's okay. That's an okay.
Yeah,
thing?
just don't let him out of the room. Leave him chained.
No.
Don't-
Nobody's leaving. Yeah.
Don't talk to him. Don't look at him. Well, I mean, keep eyes on him, but don't interact with him.
They keep saying the architect. They keep calling themselves the architect. Does that mean anything to you? What?
Yeah. I need to talk to Elo about that. But yeah, definitely 100% do not engage with that Nikto at all. All.
If
Don't let
Xelora's nearby, Xelora just pipes in real quick. Don't let Obram near her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. I've been running defense on that the whole time.
Second part. If that Fulcrum person contacts again, do not talk to them. Do not engage as well. That's a whole different can of worms that we're not ready for right now. Just keep everybody on their toes. Just keep yourself on your toes, because we might have to hightail it out of here again.
Can I patch them through to you?
No.
That's what I'm asking. Fulcrum?
No. Don't even, if you can, block them from calling us more. Stop them.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to them.
Okay, I can do that. You gotta tell me why, though. I gotta know why.
So I remember Fulcrum is that the Inquisitor, or is that the fallen Sith Lord, or the fallen Sith apprentice?
Fulcrum was the group was the contact that Chai said would get in touch with you.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, I was thinking of the whole time that it was somebody else. Okay. I'm just gonna play it off that's Beegax just getting his wires crossed entirely. So then, yeah, he'll think about it for a second. Yeah, you know what? Have them patch them to me directly. Fine.
Okay, patch you through.
Yes. Yeah.
Fulcrum. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I will do.
Thank you, Verse. You've been a big help. Please try to keep everybody alive and safe until it's time to go.
Yep, will do. Hey, keep safe yourself wherever you are.
We're fine. We're okay here. We're gonna get more answers, I think, here than we have in, I don't know, the last few jumps we've made.
I'm glad to hear it. LO deserves that, at least.
Yeah, they do. All right, over and out, Verse.
Over and out.
And clicks off, and then he looks at Xelora. Sometimes I get really big headaches, even when it's good news. But that box thing, that's not great.
What is that box?
I knew that was not going to end well.
Yeah.
I put signs up.
Are you in the room with us, Ella, or is this just Jamie telling us?
I'm not sure. I thought that it was kind of like a hut, so everything was one room.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's not a big.
Yeah.
It's not a big place.
It's not a big space, but Ella would definitely say that. I knew that this would not end well.
Yeah, and Beegax will address Xelora. The box is like some crazy ancient civilization artifact.
/ prison.
Prison, yeah, there's a person in there called Elo, I'm sure you heard. The architect's out, so that's great. That's awesome. The architect is in flesh, walking amongst us, or chained amongst us. Do you think if, we, and he motions, cutting throat, if we, he gets back in the prison, or did he, farewell like everybody else?
I'm not quite sure. I feel as though if it were that easy, they probably would have whoever stuck him in there would have just killed him originally, as opposed to trapping him in a box.
Yeah, you're right. It's too easy. Why did I think it'd be that easy? Why would it be that easy?
As long as they can contain the Nikto, we can handle that at a separate time.
He's like scratching his head. He's like, I mean, this guy, the architect, he was a high functioning being amongst that civilization. I don't think chains are gonna hold him for very long, let alone a locked door. Plus, what if he wasn't the only person in that box? If it's a prison, normally there are others.
Then we should leave with haste first thing tomorrow.
All right, yeah, get your answers and what you got to do here. Oh, one thing, and then he's gonna go up to behind. He's gonna basically motion towards Elo's like a service panel on their shoulder. Like, may I? There's something I need to do.
Sure.
Okay. He's gonna explain as he's doing it. So, and he's gonna open the service panel. That thing that allowed us to find your location is actually broadcasting to everybody. So, we need to turn it off, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine with me. It was helpful in the moment when we were prisoners, but I could see how that would be a problem now.
Yes. And he's going to say this, but obviously Alex is looking at Susan when he says this, but Beegax isn't looking at Xelora. He's like, it's not like there's anybody chasing us or anything. We're fine. No one's actively looking for us. And he's going to go in to try and turn it off.
I
Gotcha.
mean, I don't think there's anybody actively looking for me. I just have a lot of shit I gotta do. I just got a job that I just haven't called them in a while. Like,
okay, yeah. So this, I think the putting this in was a result of a really bad roll or something. So we're gonna call this a daunting mechanics check.
Daunting.
And I am gonna flip a dark side point
Oh,
to
shit.
upgrade one of those.
Three
So
purple, one red?
3 purple, 1 red, yeah.
Well, I
How does that
will
make it?
also do the same.
Oh,
Mechanics
okay.
Is
Is
2
that
yellow,
legal?
1. So I'm gonna spend the light side point that or the one you just flipped and turned into. I'm gonna flip it back. and turn
Gotcha.
One of my 1 green into a yellow, so I have 3 yellows.
Gotcha.
Okay, let me move all the other dice out of the way. No interference. Other dice.
Does that make it extra daunting, or does it have another title?
No, I think
It's
let's
just
have to-
Spicy daunting?
Even I think next
Impossible?
up from daunting is impossible. Yeah. And that's
Impossible.
5.
5
That's
reds.
5. I don't believe we've done an impossible roll.
No.
No.
Here
Not
we
too
go. Oh, not great. Not good at all. That is 2 failures and 3 threats.
Oof.
Ooh, okay.
Ow. Ow, Beegax.
yeah.
Ow.
Whoa,
the
wait.
signal.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember how this happened. I don't remember how. Why are there so many loose? Where do these screws go?
It's like when you have to change out your graphics card or upgrade your like storage in a PC. It's like, how did I fucking put this together again?
Table management.
Even worse when you don't know where the pins go or the little plugs go to your motherboard, and it's the tiny
Yeah.
the little bullshit ones. It's
Yeah,
like,
what
this one's
is
for the
this
light.
one? What?
Yeah.
You plug it in and turn it on. It's just like errors across the board, and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yep.
So yeah, you're not able to remove this, and with 3 threats, yeah, I think Susan, you nailed it. I think the signal is wider now. Like it's just a bigger signal now. You boosted it somehow.
Yeah, okay. And he closes the panel up, and whatever little toolkit he had, he clicks it back together and puts it in his little belt. He takes a deep breath as he steps, because I imagine I had to use like a little step stool to get up to where your shoulder is and then get back. He kind of stepped down a little, and he's like, doesn't say anything, just clears his throat.
Did you get it?
Looks right at Elo's face. No. Didn't. scratches his chin aggressively. Whispers it. If you're gonna talk to Dr. Azar, you probably do it fast. I think I made things worse, so I'm gonna take a walk. And he's like, just goes outside.
Can I keep Dr. Zara up to have our conversation? Because I don't think after looking for so long, Ella would want to waste the opportunity and would probably want to spend the night answering some questions, being that we're leaving so early tomorrow. If that's
okay.
Kosher.
Well, let me make a little roll here.
I mean, I know she's a doctor and was probably working all day, but like...
Yeah, I'm gonna do like just a real quick like endurance roll, I think, or a willpower roll here. Okay, I got 1 success and 2 threats. So I think like she stays up with you to like hear everything that you are willing to download to her, and then she's sort of hello, I want to continue, but I need some rest. If you'll allow, I know you are eager to hear more and to speak, but if you'll allow me to get some sleep, I'll be fully refreshed in the morning. And we can talk. I can try to speak to what I know about the things that you are going through.
Sure, that's fine. We are going to have to head out pretty early tomorrow. Would you mind if I woke you up before we left? I just have so many questions.
Of course. Yes. First thing in the morning. We can discuss it as long as you need. Why do you have to leave so quickly? You just got here.
Well, as you may have heard on our comms, being that we're all in the same room, we have a bit of a situation back on our ship that requires some immediate attention.
I see. Whatever you need, and whatever you need to do, I'll do the best that I can to help.
Thank you. No, go rest. You've been nothing but kind. I'd hate to keep you.
Thank you, Elo. I'll see you in the morning. Do you know what your friends like to eat?
Ramen? Noodles? Any type of noodles with broth, I think, would do. Though I'm not too familiar with Carolys's diet.
I see. Thank you. And she goes off to get some rest. So Beegax goes out to take a walk. It's actually really beautiful out here. Like, it's just a nice night. It's temperate. It's wonderful. And I think that, like, we sort of like do a wipe from that night where everyone can get some rest, put their weapons down, and just take a little breather here, despite this like signal boosting out across the plains. But yeah, I think we wipe to the next morning. Hello, Fringers, Spacers, Scum, Villainy, and the Rebel Alliance. If you're living in the US and haven't yet contacted your representatives, your senators, or the office of the president in support of a ceasefire of the Israeli government's genocide of the Palestinian people, now is the time. Pressure is on and the support for a ceasefire is high nationwide. Making these calls and sending these emails is very important and the least that can be done. So continue to join local and national protests when you can, and remember to be safe when doing so. Look up resources on keeping you and your fellow protesters safe if you're planning on joining. I will try to post some information in our Discord as well. And in addition, here are a couple of other things that you can do. There have been some reports from anonymous staffers in the media that many of the phone calls to representative offices are being sent to voicemail and ignored. Instead, consider writing a physical letter. You can use phone scripts that are supplied at 5calls.org, a resource that we've mentioned several times, and use those phone scripts, copy and paste them into a letter that you can print out or handwrite and sign and then send. You can also find your reps on that website to know where to address these letters. The important thing is to keep up the pressure. And speaking of keeping up the pressure, consumer protests seem to be having an effect on many corporations' bottom line. If you haven't yet heard about the boycotting of companies like Starbucks or McDonald's for their support of the Israeli military and their siege on Palestine, I'll link some information in our show notes. If you already know or have already heard about this, you can also check out information I'll put in our show notes as well to help keep you stay informed and participate in these boycotts by visiting bdsmovement.net. BDS Movement stands for Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions, and it isn't so much an organization as a Palestinian-led global movement of nonviolent protesting. The movement encourages consumer boycotts of companies who are complicit in the dehumanizing of Palestinians. It's a good place to stay informed and to find out ways in which you can organize on your own. And if you haven't yet seen or heard the hearings of the International Court of Justice and South Africa's claims of genocide against the state of Israel, you should really check them out. We'll link them in our show notes to a reputable place that you can watch, but you can also search on your own if you prefer. These are historic hearings and important to understanding how we can better help with the liberation of Palestine. Other than that, we're going to be shaking things up a little bit in February. More on that later. I've talked a little bit about it, but I just want to give you all a heads up that we've been planning it for a while now and making announcements and all that. But I just want you all to be informed about the goings on of the show schedule. And of course, I want you to get hyped about the new campaigns that we've been working on. I'm so excited for y'all to hear the stuff that we've already recorded, and I'm really excited for the stuff that we have not yet recorded. I promise that I will stop teasing this soon and we'll start dropping these announcements very, very soon. So keep checking here in our mid-rolls and also make sure to get some rest, especially if you've been really going at it with your activism. I know that it can take its toll, but we make progress staying informed, taking care of each other, and not getting burned out. That's very, very important. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for your feedback. And now let's get back to the episode. In the following morning, bright and early, there is a breakfast that is made for all of you, and it's basically noodles and broth.
Yeah.
There's some kind of like egg in there, as well, and there is like a plate of protein that is available to put into the noodles and broth if that is what you should desire, as well as some strong tea of some kind. And yeah, you wake up just to this like savory smell of this breakfast being made for you.
Oh, Beegax just goes right into the broth. If there's a ladle, he just like scoops it. I envision like wooden bowls, like those they're not rough, but they've been smoothed out a little bit, not lacquered, but smoothed out non-chemically wooden bowls, and he just starts putting with the ladle the broth. He's like, oh yeah, like that meme. Yeah, boy. He just starts, starts putting the bowl, no spoon, just.
Oh yeah, that's good broth. Oh, I need something to get the noodles with.
Grab whatever utensils he can. Just.
Carolus, I wasn't sure if you had any dietary restrictions or anything, but I can make something different for you if that's what you require.
It looks delicious. Is there any way you could process a full bowl into an easily drinkable paste?
Oh,
Yes, absolutely, I can.
Fantastic.
She goes, like, pulls down some, like, little portable blender and just, like, pours a nice helping in. Hands it to you.
And
it's still warm, you know.
Yeah, so he'll kind of like use a small like straw like apparatus that he just like adds on to his breather mask, and then it just like slurps it down.
whoa! These guys.
He's like,
Oh, Careless enjoyed the texture. Very good.
You got a
Ramen slurry.
hazmat suit, basically,
yeah.
with a straw coming out of it.
And there's breakfast, and while that is happening, she steps away with LO, and she says, ask away. Whatever it is you want to know.
And Elo didn't sleep, obviously. They don't really need to sleep, so they were up sort of just mulling all of this information in their processing center. And the first thing is, I think the best place would be the beginning, which is, I am so curious as to how you and your team were able to do this. How would two beings become one? Was the other person willing participant? Was this an experiment of some kind?
Okay. And she holds the photo that she had given you previously, and she hands it to you to sort of like provide you some context. It doesn't provide much because there's not much there, but again, in this photo we see like people that look like scientists, including Dr. Azara, and they are there with an LOM protocol droid that looks like LO pretty much, and this humanoid woman who has the picture doesn't show any like gory details, but she has been bisected, and she has no arms as well. They seem to have been like cauterized where they are. But other than those details, Jamie, why don't you tell us what it is you see of this woman? Like, can you describe this woman to us?
Yeah, she is slender, but athletic. So though you can't really see her arms, you can see the definition of like where her shoulder muscles would be. She also has the beginnings of what looks like a sleeve tattoo and an asymmetrical tattoo across her face. She's a Dathomirian woman. So a little spooky looking, especially when you consider the fact that she's in bits and pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, it's probably like tastefully covered up. They're in some sort of doctor's room or medical laboratory of some kind.
Yeah, it's very sterile looking,
Mm-hmm.
and despite the like injuries it looks like this person has, everyone looks excited in the photo, including Dr. Azara. She seems to be smiling really, really big. And she hands this photo to you with this Dathomirian woman in it, and she says, "Okay, from the beginning." That's quite a story, Elo, but I will do the best that I can. Many years ago, I came from my home world, the Ascendancy. It's beyond your known galaxy here, far beyond the edges. But I came to Coruscant as a scientist, and I was very, very excited to begin research on, well, it was very cutting edge at the time. It was on the Force and on what it means to have life itself. How would we quantify that? How would we be able to materialize that? How would we be able to test and experiment with that? How would we be able to turn something so ethereal as the Force into something that we could observe scientifically? And all of this was kept very secret from the Jedi Council at the time. I think, I don't have all the details, but I think because they might have had some objections to what we were looking into. It was bleeding edge science, and it was called Project Dollhouse, at least when I was working on it. All of us, myself included, we got wrapped up in it, Elo. I was so excited to finally be in a place where I could do my research and explore and just be free to examine all the questions that I had and try and get answers. That I forgot a lot about the ethics of doing this experimentation. I think all of us did, and it made it a lot easier for us to let things slide along the way. And then the Clone Wars began, and in one of those theaters, the beings on Dathomir were devastated. The Separatists had wiped out an entire civilization. It was horrible. It was an awful genocide. And I don't know all the reasons. That's not really the sphere that I have knowledge of, but I know that Senator Palpatine at the time was very, very eager and very curious to learn about the people of Dathomir. They're witches. They're called Witches of Dathomir. Very little is known about them. They're a very insular society, and they like to keep it that way, and we don't have a lot of information. We know they have a very special connection, especially with the living force, that is very unique to them and their culture, and it's not something that they share. We think that it has something to do with the magic that they are able to wield, but again, those practices, they are closed, and we don't know much about them. But we know that Senator Palpatine was clearly intrigued by them, and he funneled a lot of the money of the Republic into our research. In fact, he sent an entire battalion to investigate there, and they brought back a woman who was almost destroyed in the attack, but managed to survive somehow, but by the thinnest of threads.
I believe I've seen this woman. Looking down at the picture, and is going to say, I believe I've experienced being this woman. Before she came to you, I remember. And Ella's going to sort of go into what's happened a little bit. I've been having these flashes of memory that are not my own, of a battle. And I remember these cuts. I remember losing these appendages.
these are your memories. You're having these experiences.
Almost like I'm being brought back in time to them, yes.
She, like, you can see she's like floored by this realization. And she smiles. You almost see her like get excited a little bit, and then she kind of like tries to compose herself and like tap it down. That is absolutely incredible, and beyond my wildest hopes. I'm sorry that you've had these traumatic experiences. But to experience them so independently by yourself, it makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't. Let me explain. When that woman was brought back to us, like I said, barely hanging on. We didn't know her identity, we didn't know who she was, we simply knew she was a Dathomirian. Like I said, they have a very strong tie to the living force. And I was told that there was very strong magic that was used in that theater. Magic that was used to... I don't have a better way of putting this, but bringing back the dead. And I think that is why she survived. Somehow, that the connections to that, the use of that magic somehow preserved her. And we were so excited about this prospect. We were so excited to... Our experiment was to download a consciousness. To see if we could take whatever it was that was living, organic, maybe spiritual, and store that. Keep it safe for the whole of the galaxy, for the betterment of the galaxy, so that we could preserve people, so that we could archive thoughts and knowledge and keep people alive for longer. We thought that this would be a good thing. We were going to try and take whatever was left of this woman's consciousness and put it into something inorganic. We chose an LOM protocol droid because their manufacturing is mostly for insectoid beings who deal with hive mind experiences. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of data. We didn't really know what we were dealing with, but we thought that would be the best. And we filled up an incredible amount of data in this droid. Its storage was filled up. But we couldn't get it to communicate. We couldn't get it to react to any kind of stimuli. It was deemed an absolute failure. And that is when the Republic collapsed. The Clone Wars were over, the Empire was created, and Project Dollhouse was given over to the military. A general, I think his name was Rom Mock. What they wanted to do was take the very best assets, war assets from the Separatists and the Republic, the clones and the battle droids, and combine them. And that is what they wanted to do with our research. See if they could somehow take the resilience and the immediacy of clone minds and put them into droids to make their effectiveness in war that much more deadly. That is when I left. I think they were using the template of a very prominent general at the time. He had gone through a lot of bodily modifications, and she points to the mask that you carry, and she says, "I assume this was the prototype that they used, the most advanced robotics at the time that they were trying to use." But I decided I was going to step away at that point, and it was then that it was made very clear to me that that was not an option. I would not be allowed to leave this project. And so I smuggled myself out of Coruscant, and I decided that I would not let them have the fruits of our research. I took you, LO. I couldn't let them have you, and I decided to destroy you, or at least have that research gone. Better it be in oblivion than servicing the imperialism and the war machine of destruction. I realized then what I should have realized at the start of all of that research, that maybe we shouldn't have done this. And so I met Gur and Borsk. I had them smuggle me off. I left for Batu. I left you in their charge, to be discarded, to be melted down. And I came here to Batu to try and actually help people. And I've been trying to do that ever since. And then you showed up. And you actually have the memory, I assume the memory, of Dathomir and of this battle. That is incredible. That means that even our misguided research was actually fruitful somehow. Somehow, I suppose you're fractured. And I suppose I had a hand in that. I'm deeply sorry, Elo. I took that away from you. I took your agency away. I took the dignity of your death away from you, and your choice for it. And for that, I'm sorry.
I think, though, it may have started as a fractured existence. The more that I'm able to in tune with this other person, the clearer the picture gets. I'm starting to be able to call upon them within me. It's all very new and very confusing. I don't have much control yet. Do you have any idea how I might be able to find some sort of balance between Elo and this other being? Should I?
Elo, whether you should or not, that is a question I can't answer for you. I interrupted your life. I will only use my knowledge to help you, if that is what you decide you want. So I can't answer for you if you should. If you're trying to get more connected with this identity, I can try and help with that. I mean, what we're talking about is pseudoscience, experiments beyond what anybody has ever imagined in the galaxy. There's no roadmap for something like what you're experiencing. But I can help you get closer, if that's what you want. You say you want more control. I can try. I can try and help you with that. It will take me some time, though.
I would be forever grateful. Any guidance that I can get through this uncharted territory is welcome.
What kind of connection are you looking for?
Well, so far, I've been able to tap into memories. More recently, I've been able to use some sort of power that this person may have had. I've even had an experience where I wasn't the only one who was brought into this ether. People within my vicinity have experienced it as well.
I see. I don't know if I can speak to that, but I know that I can try and work on a way to strengthen this connection for you. That I think I might be able to figure out, but I will need you here. In terms of getting hold of your power or understanding it, like I said, the magic of the Dathomirian witches is not known to any outside of their civilizations on Dathomir, and as far as I know, that has been completely wiped away. My guess is to understand or wield those powers, you would need to speak to a Dathomirian. Or go to Dathomir itself, and I'm not sure which is more possible or worse.
Well, if it's possible that the connection can be strengthened, perhaps a conversation with whoever else is in here, and they're going to put their hand on their chest, is warranted. And if there is someone else here, I think for myself it's a priority that they have a voice too.
I will do everything in my power to make this possible for you and to support your choice with this. Stay with me. I know you said you had to leave very early in the morning, but I think this is important for you, and I want to help. And if the people that you're traveling with really care about you, I think they'll understand.
I can discuss it with them, but the problem that's on my ship is partially my fault. I feel an obligation to help them too. Obligation. Yeah. Before I do talk to them, I just have one final question, which is, you said that the research was taken over, Project Dollhouse. To your knowledge, do you know if there were any other experiments? Am I the only one?
You're the only one that I was ever a part of. I left the project. I left Coruscant. I left all of that behind. So, to my knowledge, you're the only one.
Well, thank you. I certainly have a lot to consider.
For whatever it's worth, Elo, I know you've been through some incredibly traumatic events, but there is nothing like you, truly, in the galaxy, in history. You are incredible. And I'm so glad I got to see you again.
Likewise. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
I have conflicted feelings about that, as you know, but I'm glad for it. Speak to who you must, do what you must, and I'll be here when you're ready. She gives you this photo, too, for you to keep, if it's something that you need. Something to hang on to.
Ella will definitely keep the photo for sure.
Beegax gonna look for Elo and Azara. He's gonna go to wherever the private area of the hut is, like a back room or whatever's back there. Yeah, he'll walk down whatever small hallway this hut has into the private room. I'm assuming it's like Dr. Azara's, maybe the office, or some sort of bedroom or something where they're talking with Elo, and he'll just knock on the door gently.
Hey, looks like we got some business in Black Spire before we leave. I wanted to check in and see how this is going.
We're just about finished here, but I'm glad you popped in. Dr. Azara here has been very helpful in answering my questions, and I would like to continue to converse about the possibilities. However, and Ella's going to look towards Dr. Azara, I don't think I can stay. perhaps we could set up some sort of communication between us on a secured network.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I didn't know that you wanted to stay in the first place, but
I need some time with LO in order to help them understand who they are. It wouldn't be very long, LO, and I'm open to keeping a channel open with you as long as it's secure.
oh, yeah, easy to do.
I wouldn't want to bring any harm to any of the people here in Pekka or anyone on Batu. But LO, I need some time to think, to understand, to put together a way forward. I don't know if I can do that without you.
I was gonna look towards Beegax.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could extend our stay a little longer, but we just have to make sure to deal with the issues on the ship first and foremost, because there is a very high-level sensitive issue going on there. You heard about that box that they spoke of on the communicator, so we need to handle that first. But yeah, we'll definitely extend our stay here. And who knows, maybe we'll have to keep the Gand on payroll for a little bit longer, although switching up his budget from 0 to something else might be a problem.
We have 980 credits left.
Yep.
Would that be all right, Dr. Zara? You could have some time with your thoughts, and I could address the situation with the crew, and we would return.
Of course. Whatever you need. I'm happy to accommodate. This is... We're stepping into territory that none have ever been. Certainly I've never been. It's all very new. And it will require some new thinking.
We're gonna be here for a little bit longer, Doc. You got plenty of time.
And he's like, you'll notice, Elo, that Beegax is kind of like motioning, like, come on, we got stuff we got.
This box, man. All right, we will return, and Elo will give like a nod towards Dr. Azara. Thank you again, and leave with Beegax.
Our camera sort of like pushes in as Beegax and Elo exit out through like a beaded curtain that like swings back into place, clacking together.
He's gonna ask them as they're leaving.
Oh, must have been some talk. Learn anything new? Any big box type secrets?
I'm not sure if it's box type level, but the world has been opened, Beegax. I'm seeing things through new eyes, literally.
Oh, whoa! Did you get another cybernetic enhancement like I did?
No, I'll tell you on the walk back to Blackspire.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find at AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find at JamieMFBones. Xelora is played by Susan Spenader, who you can find on Instagram at SuzLaluz. Carolus is played by Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes, who you can find at XavierTD. I'm your host and GM, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Star Wars role-playing system is published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you. All right. Carolus.
Just think Carol.
Carol. Baskins.
Carol.
That's all you gotta do.
Carol Baskins.
I wanted to rewatch
Hey, they
that,
found her
actually.
husband. They found him.
Yeah. In somewhere in South America, right? That was
Yeah.
the whole deal.
Yeah, they found him. He's down there.
I thought that was fake. It was real. It was
Living
really him.
life.
He was
Yeah.
really down there. Wow.
They found his body.
No. He was alive.
Yeah, he
Alive.
just left his wife.
Living the life.
Yeah.
Yep, with some.
He faked his
lady.
own death. He did the whole thing. Huh? The old song.
Who are we
and
talking
dance.
about?
Carol Baskin's husband.
Tiger
First
King.
Oh, okay. It's a Tiger King.
Yeah. What a time.
2020.
That was like
Yeah.
a month of 2020. Just 1 month
Yeah.
where everybody was obsessed with Tiger King.
It's pretty sick, man. It's pretty awesome. To be there, experience it. I wonder if they'll put that in the history books when they talk about the coronavirus. and lockdowns.
Tiger King.
Tiger King. I mean, it was a cultural touchstone for.
It was part of the
actually,
shared experience for North America for a while.
Yeah, Canada and like everybody in Latin America who had Netflix got to see what like a part of American culture being
Oh,
Florida
God.
wildmen. Like that's not something I think anyone outside the U.S. gets to experience.
I'm not sure if you guys, if they were transparent with this in the show. I don't remember, or if someone told you afterwards. But Carol Baskins was like, I was walking down Nebraska Avenue at night. Anybody who lives in Tampa knows that's where all the the sex workers are.
Oh,
That is where they are. That's where you go to find sex workers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
So if you're walking Nebraska Avenue at night, there's only one reason.
You're looking or you're
Dun,
working.
You're working
Yeah.
or you're looking. Either
Get
way,
it,
it
Carol.
ends with exercising the tongue. I'm here all week.
Did you just high five yourself? Because I love that.